Code violation, verbal abuse.
You seem to have divided opinion right down the middle. Your coach admitted that he was coaching from the sidelines. So, in retrospect, do you think that makes the violation warranted?
I just don't understand what he was talking about, because I asked him, I was like, what are you talking about? You're coaching. We don't have signals. We've never had signals. And he said he made a motion. So I was like, okay, so you made a motion and now you told people that you're coaching me? That doesn't make sense. Why would you say that?
So you had to have a fairly tough conversation with him afterwards?
Yes, because we've never had this before. I was on the other side. I didn't see the motion. So, it was just a really confusing moment, I think, for him. And, I was just like, it's okay, but don't, yeah.
We've never had hand signals. Welcome to Andrew Says. I wouldn't lie to you except for maybe this once. I'll take these off so they don't reflect. If we were to believe Serena, then she considers what the coach did, what her coach did right there, is a rehearsed hand signal. Or some sort of hand signal. You see coaches in tennis are doing this stuff all the time. Come closer to the net. And if you want a different example, you can look at something like soccer. You'll see soccer coaches saying, go up the field like this all the time, or come closer together defense, or spread further apart. Go for an overlap. Does that mean the team has hand signals when you're just doing generic gestures? Is something saying move this way a rehearsed plan or a hand signal? She says it was just a confusing moment for him. This is what you say when you want to double down and you want to throw somebody else under the bus to try to save your image, your behind, save face for yourself.
You then smashed your racket. Do you regret that at all? It was at this point that Serena's publicist stepped in off camera.
Sorry, that's 4 questions about the US Open, so...
Are you comfortable or not?
Change topics.
I'm in your hands, Serena. I'm totally in your hands. To her credit, Serena decided to continue. If I can just do one more, just in regards to the men that have come down on your side. Many of the former male tennis champs are totally on your side.
And there you have it right there. Confirmation that this was sort of like a prepared answer, and she's trying to save herself with this prepared story of it's the coach's fault. Because you see the publicist doesn't just chime in and interrupt everything. She looks over to them like, please save me. I don't want to answer this question. Unfortunately, again, Serena, I'm forced to point out that the evidence is strongly against you. So Jason Whitlock, formerly of ESPN, now Fox Sports, tweeted this image showing fines by gender at Grand Slams from 1998 all the way up to this year. So I looked for where that came from and I found it in an article. It's from the New York Times, who did a study, and it says, here you go. Male players received 1,517 fines compared to 535 fines for female players in Grand Slam tournaments between 1998 and 2018. Male players have received 649 fines for breaking rackets compared to just 99 for women. Men were fined 344 times for audible obscenities compared to 140 times for females. The male players were also fined 287 times for unsportsmanlike conduct compared to 67 for female players. Now, furthermore, I did a little more digging, and according to Abstract Tennis, or tennisabstract.com, since 2010, men have been fined more times in fewer matches and more times in finals. So that means the men are actually being fined more frequently. You would think that if there was more female matches, even on average, they would be fined more. But no, in fewer games, men are getting fined more times. And in more finals, more important games. So they're being, actually, it's men who are getting fined more disproportionately. So is this a evidence of sexist culture in tennis? Is Andy Roddick all of a sudden like a huge victim here? Was Andy Roddick actually fighting for men's rights when he was, just hammering referees with obscenities? I don't know. You tell me.
Then when I look at 2 of the biggest female tennis champs over the years, Billie Jean King agrees. She calls it complete double standards, whereas Martina Navratilova says had she reacted the way you did, she would have expected the treatment that you got.
I honestly am just always supportive of women no matter what. And that's how I've always been. And I feel like Billie Jean King has done the same thing with starting the tour and creating an opportunity for me to play.
Serena, why are you saying these things? Is your publicist that bad? I mean, you had to look for her to save you, so probably you spoke about it. Maybe she is that bad. Either talk about it and don't make statements like this, or don't talk about it or answer questions about it at all. It takes about 3 seconds to figure out why that's a bad statement. I'm always supportive of women no matter what. Tonya Harding, Hope Solo, as just 2 examples. Do you support them no matter what? What about for men? Michael Vick? Sorry, Michael. Sammy Sosa? The guy from the Jets who was on the sideline and tripped another guy running down the field. Should I just be blanketly supporting them, despite their cheating, or despite their wrongdoing? Should we defend people based solely on their gender? Should we because of this?
Even a man, like if you want to express yourself in a way where you're not using profanity or you're just being yourself and you're at this moment where you've worked for since you're 3 years old and you're in the cusp of this amazing moment.
There are men out here that do light work because I'm a woman. Because I'm a woman, you're going to take this away from me?
If you're female, you should be able to do even half of what a guy can do. And I feel like right now we are not, as it's proven, in that same position. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm just trying to, most of all, just recover from that and just move on.
And this is very, very unfortunate.
As it's been proven, she says. And she's just trying to recover, you guys. She's just trying to recover from this instance where she was the victim of just more blatant sexism. And Serena, you had a chance to be a woman. You had a chance to apologize and realize what you did was wrong. Apologize to Naomi, I mean. The person who beat you. And some people pointed out in the last video that all the examples where Serena's freaking out, more often than not, she's behind handily on the scorecard. But instead, she's choosing the victim narrative, which is fine. It's a business move, I get it. And now this is a new business move people are doing. Nike's doing it, Serena's doing it. Where instead of before on the internet, online, Twitter and Facebook mostly, I'll say, these moves were just done for social clout, for brownie points, for people feeling sorry for you. And now, what people are doing is they're literally making money off of these victim narratives. They're literally doing this as a business plan. Here's a victim, buy these shoes. I'm a victim, I'm Serena, here's my clothing line. Why would you even want to talk about these controversies when you're trying to pitch your clothing line? Like, she could have cut off the interview. She has enough power to say, no, I don't want to talk about this. And clearly this woman would have listened in the interview. But they're using the controversy to sell her new clothing line on purpose. So they're getting literal dollar signs for portraying themselves as victims. But you know what? With this mentality, you will make no new fans. And you will, in fact, lose some.